Sergio Ramos is one of the best defenders in the world. In his prime, he was known for defending his team so well that his opponents hated him. And even at 36 years old, he is a still great center back. For the better part of his career, he played for Real Madrid, but he recently transferred to Paris Saint-Germain, where he is still a center back. Given that he has earned millions so far, we can definitely expect him to have some wild collection of something. But what are some of the most expensive things that he owns? Well, let's find out. Watch this video till the end to find out some of the stupidly expensive things owned by Ramos. There is one collection in particular that is just wonderful. I think that the first thing we should definitely take a look at is his watch collection. When Sergio Ramos was in his prime, he was one of the greatest defenders ever. Although he's getting closer and closer to retirement, he is still feared by the opposing teams, primarily because of his defending power and spectacular attacking abilities. From time to time, he has to treat himself with something a little expensive, such as a wonderful Audemars Piguet Royal Oak self-winding steel watch with a white dial. He spent only $16,300 on this amazing piece of jewelry. Well, that is nothing compared to what he earns per month. But this is not the only watch that he owns. Unlike other stars such as Neymar, Ramos's entire watch collection is unknown. And so to figure out what watches he has, you would have to be on the lookout and take a look when he is doing something like giving someone a handshake or even making sure his cufflinks are okay. It was during one of these moments that he was spotted with a Patek Philippe Nautilus, which was fashioned in 18-karat rose gold. If calculations were made according to the price of the watch, then he should have bought that watch somewhere around $153,450. The aggression that Sergio Ramos has on the pitch is completely different from how he is off it. He's a loving family man who would rather spend his time relaxing with his loved ones and his horses in the Indonesian countryside rather than trying to hide from the paparazzi on the streets. He is what is referred to as an old-school kind of footballer. Given his old-school fashion, Ramos has been spotted wearing a Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date Just 41, which is a watch unlike any other. It is valued at about $7,500, which is not that expensive. However, the Date Just has been worn by some of the greats in sports, heroes, political leaders, and even celebrities. We are talking about the likes of Winston Churchill, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Michael Jordan, and Harrison Ford, among so many other prominent people. 41 happens to be the largest size that the Date Just comes with. Furthermore, the model that Ramos has is corrosion-resistant oyster steel, featuring a very smooth bezel and a beautiful dark rhodium dial that has a sunray finish. This is a timeless masterpiece. If there is one thing that is pretty private about Sergio Ramos's life, it is his home. A lot of people know about Ramos's investments and a few of his collections, but not about his luxuries. I guess he's one of those players who prefers not to show off to the paparazzi what he has as well as how rich he is. When Ramos was moving to France after joining Paris Saint-Germain, he decided to build a home rather than buy one. This gives him the luxury of designing it as he wishes. It was not long until their house was completed and Sergio, his wife Pilar Rubio, and their children moved to France and the capital. They had launched the construction work of this new and magnificent home located in the Moraleja district of Madrid. It is estimated that this massive house cost him an incredible 12 million euros. The house is pretty huge, spanning an area of about 1,500 square meters. However, if you think that it is large, then you can imagine that it is on a piece of land that is 12,000 square meters wide. The house has 20 bathrooms inside for the occasions when the children have guests. And the journalist also has some guests over. This is a modular residence with white walls. This is a common thing with all the houses in the region. However, Ramos made sure that the house was fitted with all the modern technology that can fit into the house, as well as home automation. The interior is more variegated and it is some shimmering colors. In addition to all that, there are 3 lounges, a large gym, and a playroom for the young ones. When you go outside, there is a large heated swimming pool that you can enjoy any time of the year. In addition to that, the couple really values their privacy. And because of this, they erected a large, high black wall all around the property. This is truly a magnificent home and yet the most secure one. He sure does value his privacy. And now we are at some of the most expensive things that Ramos owns. If you're expecting me to mention a yacht that costs about $50 million, then I'm sorry to disappoint, but I can give you a hint. They have 4 wheels. Ramos's car collection is a pretty interesting one. even though it is not as large as you would think, so far there are only about 4 cars that we know of, and if he has others, then I'd love to see them. The very first one is the Porsche 911 Turbo S. For footballers like Ramos, I do not think that the garage is complete without a sports car, whether it's a Ferrari, a Lambo, a Bugatti, or even a Porsche like our man out here. Ramos owns a white Porsche 911 Turbo S, and this thing is a beauty. It comes with a 3.8-liter twin-turbo flat 6-cylinder engine that gives it about 641 bph and 800 Nm of torque. This is enough to get Ramos flying from 0 to 100 km per hour in less than 2.7 seconds, and not only that, but he can go up to a top speed of 330 km per hour. He got these wheels for an incredible price of $174,300. Apart from the Porsche, Ramos is also a fan of the Mercedes franchise, which is why he owns a Mercedes-AMG G63. After all, sometimes you need a G-Wagon to go out for the weekend with your family. This classic SUV comes with a 4-liter bi-turbo V8 engine that gives off an incredible 577 horsepower and 760 Nm of peak torque. This beast is mated with an automatic transmission, and it will reach a top speed of up to 149 miles per hour. And if he was late for a party, not to worry, because he can get from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds. All this comes to $160,000. If you think that's all, then you should check out his Audi RS6 Quattro. Sergio is definitely proud of this matte gray ride. It offers him a 4-liter V8 TFSI burner that is powerful enough to generate about 600 horsepower and 800 Nm of nothing but peak torque. And what's even more awesome is how it transfers this power to all the wheels throughout the automatic transmission. It can get from standstill to 62 miles an hour in just 3.6 seconds before you go all the way to a top speed of 155.3 miles per hour. And the price of this bad boy? An incredible $116,500. Sergio loves Audis, and this is why he saw that one is not enough for him. So he also decided to get the Audi R8 Spider. If you know your cars, then you know that this is one of the German supercars out there. It is equipped with a 5.2-liter V10 FSI engine that is strong enough to give it about 552 horsepower and 530 Nm of torque. This is then boosted with a 7-speed Tronic DCT. When Ramos is feeling a little daring, then he decides to floor it completely and ride a speed of up to 203.8 miles an hour. And the estimated price of this bad boy is $213,500. So it seems as though Ramos is not one for hypercars, unless he already has one we are unaware of. But the thing is, he is so chilled that he prefers just to invest his money and get more money rather than waste it on luxurious things that he will just be looking at. So what do you think of Ramos's collection of luxurious things? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.